Hey guys, welcome to Tiny House Customs. I'm Dan, and in this one-part video series, I'm going to really try to make it one. In this video, I'm going to be hooking up my undercarriage plumbing. Now, since tiny houses pretty much ride really low to the grounds, any type of plumbing that I install on the bottom is going to be hanging down. If I were to drive out of here, it's going to drag on the bottom and it's going to crack all the plumbing. So what I'm going to do is install all removable plumbing, and I'm going to make it in a way so that I can break it down into multiple pieces so that I can take all those pieces and put them into the tiny house when I'm moving. So I've been at this new location for about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks now, and I haven't hooked up this plumbing yet. Now this pipe right here is the pipe for my shower and my kitchen sink, which is basically the only two things that I have operating right now. I also have a bathroom sink, which isn't installed yet, but there's a drain for that, and there's going to be a drain for a washer and dryer. So I have 3 points that I need to connect all together and drain the pipe out the back of the trailer. I really don't want to crawl under there if I don't need to, so I'm going to try to do most of my work from up here, and then I'll make this huge contraption. I'll slide it under there and I'll install it, hopefully, if all goes well. Can you see Peanut? She loves it. Hi, bud. Hello, Father. Thank you for not putting me on the leash or in the crate. I enjoy it quite tremendously. Please stay away from skunks and porcupines. That's all I ask. Skunks are bad. I know. I remember that first time I got sprayed by one. Man, that smelled like a freshly rolled joint. Hey, Stinky. What are you doing? Hey, fuck you. Language. All right, so I bought a bunch of these rubber clamp things. They basically go on here. I'll attach another pipe here. I can tighten these down, and this will make it removable. Now I bought about 6 or 7 of these. So I'm gonna have one of these on each of the pipe that comes down out of the bottom of the trailer. Peanut, no, don't drink that. Peanut, give me some water, man. You can't tell me not to drink something and not because I'm thirsty. So I'm gonna have this fitting right here underneath the trailer. This drain right here is gonna run into here, and the drain on the front is gonna run into here. So I can get the length from this fitting to the fitting on the front. If I place this on here, and if I take this 90, basically if I place this edge flush with the front of the plywood, that's where that pipe is. Now if I'm off by an inch or two, it's going to be okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. If I stick my tape measure on that fitting and measure to this one, let's go 51.5. So I marked out my piece. I'm just going to cut it with a circular saw. You can use a hacksaw, you can use a chop saw, you can use anything you want. These cuts don't need to be that precise because this is all going to be stuff that's outside. So if it's got a bad connection, it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm not sure exactly what the code is, but you need a vent pipe on your plumbing. A vent pipe allows air back into the system so you don't get a gurgle effect when your pipes are draining. So instead of installing a vent pipe in my tiny house and then having a pipe come out the roof, I'm going to install a vent pipe on the outside of the house, which will be connected into this pipe here. So on this front drain, I'll have this T right here. So I'm going to install this piece here, and I'm just going to put like a 2-foot piece here, and that'll become my vent. So now I need to run a pipe that's going to connect the front pipe to the side pipe, 33 inches. So I'm dry fitting everything together to make sure that I'm good. I will have a rubber coupler here so that this becomes a manageable piece. So on these plumbing fittings, there's writing right here, and then also on these fittings, there's these little hash marks right here. So when I'm connecting in my pipes, since I'm going to have it change the direction which it's flowing basically, I'm going to try to use those marks as references. This pipe is oriented like this underneath the trailer. So I have the writing up top, and I put the writing good with that mark right here. Now on the other ends, that writing represents the top, so I can go and twist this pipe so that that top hash mark is running good with the line. So that way I know that this is in the correct orientation with this pipe right here. So I'm gluing all my fittings up. Primer twice, glue both fittings, connect them in, give them a 1/4 turn so they're sitting in properly. Make sure the orientation is correct. And you want to hold these together for about 30 seconds to let the glue harden. I tell you, the clear primer is way better than the purple primer because you can just slop it on. You don't got to worry about it. Now the same thing with this fitting. I have that writing on the top here. I don't have a hash mark, but Right here I have one. So I'm going to put these together and I'll line the writing up with that hash mark. Now if you're off an 1/8 inch or whatever, if it's twisted off just a little bit, it's not going to be the end of the world, because those rubber couplers are going to give us some flexibility. So these couplers right here are 3.5 inches. Since I want a splice in here, I'm going to measure off this fitting right here. I'm going to measure off half of the 3.5 inches, which is 1 3/4 inches, and I'll cut it right there. So from this point right here, I need to run a full length of pipe that'll run all the way down to the washing machine, washer and dryer. So I'm going to attach this coupler right here. God, I'm drunk already. Now when I connect this, I want to make sure that I screw this into a location so that when it is underneath the trailer and it's installed, I can still access this. If I were to put it on the top, it would be more difficult to get to it. So I'm going to make sure it's right on the side so I can get to it, and I'm going to tighten this side down. So this is pretty difficult to show, but I have an axle down there, and this is the removable hitch. Now this removable hitch is I'm going to keep on because I'm pretty confident I'm in a pretty secure location where I'm at right now. I'll just take off my ball hitch. So I want my plumbing to drop below this, and then it needs to go underneath the 2 axles. And if I sight the bottom of these pieces of steel to the axle, I can tell that it's about 2 or 3 inches. So I want the top of my drain pipe to be 2 inches below this steel. So if I take my tape measure and I butt it into that pipe, and then I take a 90, well basically if I look right here, I can come down, I got 2 3/4, 1, 2, 4 3/4, let's call it 5 inches to the top of this. So if I figure out the difference, 5, I need to cut a piece 4 inches long for this drain. Now since I want a pitch, I'll go 4 inches for this one and 4.5 for that. That way this pipe is slanted down about 1/2 inch in this run. That's not code, but it's close enough. Pia, you okay?
Oh my gosh, I just ran like 4 miles.
What did you do? Where did you go? I'm gonna put a camera on you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mount this damn camera on you and see where you go.
You gotta get that special mount, and that mount costs like $40. I know you ain't gonna do it, you're cheap.
You're sleeping outside.
No, I've never slept outside. You always let me sleep in the bed.
Yeah, that's about to change there, farm dog.
You're racist because I'm half white and half black.
So I connected this 4.5 inch piece to this side drain. And now I have this 4 inch piece. God, these are some horrible cuts. So that'll get connected to the bathroom sink. So this is going to be connected to the bathroom faucet. Oh shit. The fucking clamp. So this is where the bathroom sink is. Now this is where my vent pipe's going to be. I'm just going to attach this scrap piece that I got. It's about 1.5 feet. I'll connect it into here. Now you could get a Studer vent, which is probably the best thing for this application. The Studer vent costs about $30, and I've got this disease called cheap ass syndrome, so I'm not going to buy one yet. I don't think it's needed just yet, but it'll be one of those later things that I can put on after. So I'm just going to glue this vent pipe on. This might be a bad idea. I should have checked to make sure this was going to work. Look what I made. There's some flex there. That's good. I screwed up royally to be all right. Oh God. Now since it's really hard to crawl underneath the front of my trailer here, I'm going to attach all this stuff from the outside. I'll have to crawl under the trailer at the rear to connect this end of this pipe into the washing machine drain. I'm going to connect this to that long pipe. Again, when I'm connecting this fitting, I want to make sure that I can access that screw once it's up underneath the trailer. Now I can slide this underneath there. I hope this stays together. This was an idea that I had that I'm seeing is not the strongest. Oh God, what have I done? Wasted money is what I've done. I got it, I figured it out. Ah, fuck you. Ah. This is turning out to be a horrible, horrible idea. Oh, that's wet. Now I'm gonna have to go under the trailer and install some strapping to hold the pipes up to the bottom of the trailer. They sell several different types of options that you can use for that. I'm probably just going to get some band strapping. It's a metal band with some holes in it every inch, and I'll just use that. I'll wrap it around the pipe and I'll screw it to the bottom of the trailer. Since this is not a permanent attachment, I do need to be able to make sure I can remove whatever strapping I install. This is where my washer is going to drain out. Now, I didn't do the plumbing up there yet, but I ran this pipe up there far enough so that I can connect into it and do what I have to do. Now from here, I'm going to connect in my drain here. This is difficult to film, by the way. I'm going to do it all upside down. So I need to connect this pipe into this fitting right here from that long pipe that I ran. Oh man, I don't know what that plant is, but it wants me dead. It doesn't like me. So I got that piece cut and I got all the fittings in. I made the connection here with another rubber hose clamp thingy. Now I'll just stick this, hopefully, in here. Now you might be able to see, I'm gonna have to go and add some strapping to hold this up so that it's pitched correctly. I'm too low down there, so this is gonna end up holding water. It's gonna get real heavy, so I gotta get some straps, and basically this is gonna run tight to the bottom of this, and it'll be pitched correctly, kind of. I guess not perfectly, it'll be right about here. There is a plant down here, I think it's this one. It is deaf. It's the deaf plant. It hurts when it touches your skin. Alright, so I glued this last piece of pipe onto that T right there. You could install a P-trap here if you want. My original plan was going to, but I don't really have the area to do it. And also it'll become a freezing hazard that'll hold water and that would potentially freeze and crack the pipe. And there's really no need for a P-trap on a tiny house if you don't have a sewage system. This pipe is only carrying gray water. Gray water is going to be water with biodegradable soaps and whatever else goes down the drain, but it's not going to be raw sewage, so there's going to be no sewer odor. So I'm not going to install a P-trap. So I've got this last coupler and I've got another 10 feet of pipe. Now again, this is all removable. Obviously this isn't the most professional looking job, but tiny houses are meant to be moved. You could do a much nicer system, which would be all underneath here, but to me those things are hanging hazards and they're going to end up breaking off. So this is all removable and it's customizable. I can redo this in different configurations and drain this out in different directions with just a few extra fittings and stuff like that. So to me, this is the best system for my application. It might not be for you. So my drain's working. It's now draining out away from my house, so I don't have to track mud into the house anymore. Now this isn't the best solution for removing gray water from your tiny house. I've seen a lot of other hookups where you can hook up an RV style hookup to it, so you can pull a lever and hook a hose to it and drain your system. I'll never be in an RV park. I'll always be in some type of area like this, and I'll always just drain it out into the backyard like this. So to me, this setup is the best for my tiny house. Because of the way I have my system, and I'm not connected into a sewage system, I need to be using biodegradable soaps, and I need to be mindful about what goes down the drain because of the environment. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave your comments and questions down below. And if you want to show your support for my tiny house, you can click right up in that top right corner and show me some love. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Is that it? That's good enough for me.
Peanut, who's that? That's Poppy. He's a dick.
No, Peanut, he has a dick.
Oh, whatever, same thing.
Hello, my name is Poppy.
Ah, yes. I like a quesadilla. It's very good. It is delicious.